Looking to build some absolutely enormous lats and a huge chin up to go along with it? Here are 3 exercises guaranteed to take your gains to the next level. What's up guys, Enkiri here, and today we're going to talk about building a massive chin up. Including various calisthenic movements in your well-rounded fitness program is a fantastic way to build monstrous strength and rock-solid muscle across the upper body while improving overall fitness as well. And the weighted chin-up may just be the king of these basic and transferable calisthenics exercises. So today we'll be discussing a few exercises and techniques aimed at helping you to build a bigger, stronger back and move more weight through the chin-up pattern. So let's jump right into it. Exercise number 1 is the heavy dead hang chin-up. So it's essentially just the chin-up. But when it comes to chin-up and pull-up training, you often see 2 things. For one, everyone does the first rep from the bottom because they have to, because they're already at the bottom. But then they do all of their remaining reps with the assistance of oftentimes a lot of stretch reflex. They plop down and they bounce out of the bottom position. And I will say this, if hypertrophy is your main goal with the chin-ups or pull-ups that you're doing that day, then honestly this is probably fine in a lot of ways, assuming you don't bounce so hard that you give yourself elbow tendonitis or anything like that. However, if your goal is to build some damn strength, then this is probably not the best strategy. Similar to doing touch and go deadlifts, you're missing out on building strength in the bottom position of the movement, which oftentimes is the weakest point of the exercise, and you are creating inconsistency from rep to rep, which is not ideal when building monster strength is the goal. So, my workaround to remedy this is simple. Start every rep from the bottom. Simply perform the first rep of your set, and then instead of lowering down and using the eccentric to aid the following reps, you just lower down, tap down onto the floor instead, then re-grip the bar, reset, and perform each subsequent rep in that fashion. That way, every single rep in the set is exactly the same as the first rep. You are creating ultimate consistency from rep to rep, and you are not skipping out on training the bottom position of the movement. So this is going to be a very good strategy for your strength-focused chin-up sessions. Hey guys, if you made it this far, if you could do me a favor and smash that like button and leave me a friendly comment down below before you go, I would really appreciate it. The engagement is really helpful for my channel, so the more engagement that we can get, the more free, informative content, just like this video, that I can pump out for you guys. Thanks a lot, and enjoy the rest of the video. And then the second mistake that you often see when it comes to chin-up training is guys never really adding substantial weight, or sometimes never even adding any weight at all to the movement, even when they are more than strong enough to merit doing so. So another tactic that we can employ here with our main strength-focused chin-up and pull-up work is to start going a little bit heavier. Because just like with any other exercise, the biggest strength gains are going to come when you start loading your chin-ups and pull-ups into that heavy 3 to 5 rep range, and you start performing repeat, challenging, heavy sets there. So if you can crank out 10 or more reps with body weight on the chin-up or pull-up, whatever variation you happen to be working, and you want to build a stronger chin-up or pull-up, add in a session where you start actually loading it up heavy and doing some heavy sets of 3s, some heavy sets of 5s, and you really start cranking your pulling strength to the next level that way. Chances are this new heavy work will also act symbiotically with your body weight only or your higher rep work, and that will actually start pushing your rep capacity to the next level as well, which really just ends up being a nice secondary bonus, especially if your primary goal is to build a stronger chin-up. But really, the magic starts to really happen when you combine this heavy 3 to 5 rep work tactic with the dead hang strategy that I mentioned previously. Once you put these two things together, then your chin-up strength is absolutely going to skyrocket. And now we pivot a little bit. Exercise number 2 is the pull down and all of its grip variations and styles. Pull downs are a great assistance exercise for the chin up because you can regress them to any intensity level. As such, they are a fantastic tool for getting an extra high quality pulling volume and cranking the hypertrophic stimulus for the lats and whatnot up to the next level. The bigger that a muscle is, the greater potential that it has for force production. So if your goal is to build the strongest back possible, then part of that training is necessarily going to include building a bigger back as well. When you execute your pull downs in a clean fashion and you consistently log high quality volume, they will satisfy that part of the equation as good as anything else, and that greater size that you'll be able to build with them will contribute to a much greater potential for force production when you're training your heavy dead hang chin-ups concurrently. Pull downs are best performed in moderate or high rep ranges. In my experience, the sweet spot the majority of the time is that 10 to 15 rep range. That gives you a little bit of leeway in terms of the weight, and it is a moderately heavy weight that allows you to get in a good bit of challenging volume work without being so heavy that you get sloppy with it. But you will also find benefit with lighter weights here as well on your pull downs in the 15 to 20 rep range, and potentially sometimes even in the 20 plus range as well. When it comes to execution here, just keep it clean, man. There's no point really in doing overly sloppy pull downs. So make sure that you reach full extension at the top to get that big stretch on the lats. Then you can pull down explosively as long as you squeeze those back muscles really hard at peak contraction. And don't forget to vary your grip styles. I prefer using primarily different widths of neutral grips for most of my pull down training, as I find that to be the most generally productive grip style with the least overall joint strain. However, you'll also find value in using supinated and pronated variations from time to time as well. And finally, exercise number 3 is training the opposite grip style of chin-ups. So, whichever chin-up grip style that you're training right now, be sure to also rotate through the other styles in your upcoming sessions or training blocks as well. When it comes to building the chin-up, we're all typically going to develop a favorite grip style, one that we prefer the most. And that's generally going to correlate pretty strongly with whatever grip style happens to be the one that we are strongest at, right? Usually that will be a neutral grip of some type or sometimes a supinated grip for some people. Naturally, we are going to favor that stronger style with greater training volumes and greater training workloads because it's more fun to train it, right? Because you're stronger at it. And this is perfectly fine to an extent. However, in the long run, you just want to make sure that you don't neglect the other grip styles in favor of the one that you happen to enjoy the most. You want to make sure to give the other grip styles enough of a workload to ensure that they don't start to lag behind to a disproportionate extent. There are 3 primary grip styles available to us when it comes to chin-up and pull-up training. They are the neutral grip, where the palms are facing each other, the supinated grip, where the palms are facing your face, and the pronated grip, where the palms are facing away from your face. And within those 3 grip styles, you can obviously add further variation by playing with the width of each grip as well, but those are the 3 main styles that you have available. In my own case, for example, neutral grip is my strongest style, and I've done a chin-up there with 160 pounds of added weight. That is followed up by the supinated grip, where I've done a chin-up with 150 pounds of added weight. And then in third place for me is a pronated grip, where I've done a pull-up with 135 pounds of added weight. So there are obvious discrepancies at play here. But my balanced workload over time has allowed all 3 of these primary grip styles to flourish and grow together and stay pretty close, preventing any major imbalances from occurring. And this balanced training and balanced growth has two positive effects for us in our chin-up journey. For one thing, it creates a more well-rounded pulling strength. Each of the three primary grip styles emphasizes or de-emphasizes different muscles enough to have a pretty large impact on the movement pattern overall. By being sure to train and build all three of them relatively equally, you will create a complementary training effect where each variation helps to nudge the other variation further along. Essentially, you avoid stagnation by accommodation, and there will be no major weakness bottlenecks created that eventually hold back your long-term progress when you train the three primary grip styles in a relatively balanced fashion. Secondly, rotating through different grip styles is also a very solid strategy for avoiding overuse injuries. Various forms of elbow tendinopathies, for example, are major potential issues that can hold back chin-up progress in the long run when you're really pushing these movements hard. By rotating through these different grip styles accordingly, we reduce the likelihood of overuse aggravation occurring in any particular facet therein, both by modulating the respective workload of each style, as well as by building a more balanced and well-rounded strength across all of the applicable pulling muscles. So figure out what your favorite grip style is, hit it hard for a while, and then train the opposite style as well right after that. So there you go, guys. 3 exercises and solid golden tidbit training tips that will help you build a barn door for a back, give you pulling strength to rival an ox, and help you add some serious pounds onto your chin up as well. You're going to be impressing the gym bros in no time, baby. Please remember to like the video, subscribe to my channel, leave me some love in the comments down below, and if you're interested in training like me, then check out EnkiriEliteFitness.com for online coaching and training programs. As always, keep training hard, and I will catch you guys next time.